Earlier, we brought a report about the Lagos State government extending the ban on commercial motorcycles, popularly known as Okada, to 4 more local government areas and 6 local council development areas. To walk us through this latest ban on commercial motorcycles, let us speak with the State Commissioner for Information, Gbenga Omotosho, who joins us live via Zoom. Mr. Omotosho, this ban began in the month of June before this announcement now of an extension, which will take effect 1st of September. In your assessment, how effective would you say the ban has been?
Effective. If you look at the figures that we are getting from our clinics, hospitals, the doctors have fewer cases of emergency relating to Okada accidents to attend to now. And the police, they have also recorded lower figures of crime being committed with Okada to attend to. So the ban has been very effective. It was called for by Lagosians who felt there was security and safety risks. And, you know, when Mr. Governor pronounced that ban, today we have been encouraged to do more for local government because of people have seen how effective it's been. Accident rates going down from 68 cases in June, going down to something from 74 in June, going down to 68 in July, and on like that. And in hospitals, the general hospitals have recorded lower cases, 176 cases of accidents reported in June, as against 277 cases in May. So the figures have shown that we are doing very well in that area, and we should be encouraged to press on the throttle of the ban.
Well, Mr. Omotosho, how easy would you say it has been implementing this ban, considering the different face-off that has been experienced between the Okada riders and the task force officials?
Well, it's been very difficult implementing the ban. But when you are determined and you have the support of the people, there is nothing that will be difficult for you. The anti-Okada squad guys, they've been facing a tough time from people who still want to disobey the law that Okada is banned in these 6 local government areas that we had before. But the anti-Okada squad guys, they've been trained to remain determined. They've been trained to remain firm and tough in their actions. And so they've been carrying on. And the police have been helping. The police, they are backing these guys to enforce the ban. And they themselves, too, despite all the facts, all the other things that they have to attend to, they are still supporting the ban on Okada, and they are doing their best.
Mr. Omotosho, the reality is that in Nigeria today, and of course Lagos isn't left out of this, the economy isn't exactly smiling. What is the alternative for these individuals whose families depend on the Okada riding for survival?
Well, there are so many other decent ways of earning a living apart from riding Okada. Like I said earlier today at a press conference, that the riders of Okada, they have the liberty to join cooperatives and then come and join the first and last mile bus scheme that Lagos State government under Mr. Sanwo, the governor, has set up. These first and last mile buses, they can obtain through cooperatives, and they will be paying instrumentally. They don't need to pay at once. And they will have the freedom to go and operate it wherever they like. And since the payment is not something that is so tough, I think it's okay for them. Apart from that, there are so many other opportunities in Lagos, in agriculture, in entertainment, in everything that one needs to do if you are interested in earning genuine living and decent living apart from riding Okada.
All right, Mr. Omotosho, if I may take it from the first alternative you gave about the state bus scheme. Already you would agree that we seem to have so many, or if you would call it too many vehicles on Lagos roads. And of course, Lagos is like the hub of traffic anytime at all. Having those people join the schemes would also mean having more and more vehicles on Lagos roads. How then do we ensure that Lagosians are able to move about, get to their businesses in good time?
If you talk about the sheer volume in Lagos, you are just taking one aspect of the causes of traffic jams or slowdown in traffic. The most important aspect of it, the biggest factor in my own view, is that of the human factor. People who will park where they shouldn't park, people who will not use the lay-by to discharge passengers and will just park on the road to begin to discharge passengers. So if you are talking about the number of vehicles, well, the number of vehicles you have in Lagos, roads as big as our roads are, they are still not as many as you have in some other cities in the class of Lagos all over the world. So most of the time, what you see is not a question of bad road, it's not a question of enforcement, it's just a question of people deciding to disobey the law. People who will park where they are not supposed to park, people who will not put their vehicles in good shape, and the vehicles will break down, and then we cause a traffic jam in so many places. Government is doing everything to see that we don't have this kind of situation in Lagos. Our junction improvement program, if you look at Allen Avenue, you see that the roundabout there has been removed and traffic has been flowing freely there. If you go to Maryland, the same thing. If you go to Ikotu, if you go to Lekki, the first and second roundabouts, they have been removed for better traffic flow, and traffic is flowing there. So most of the problems you have in Lagos, they are caused by the human problem, the human element, which all of us, we have to look at. People say the enforcement is not enough, but we do not believe that people have to be caned, people have to be harassed, people have to be kicked and punched for them to be able to do whatever they need to do to obey the law.
All right, just before we let you go, the ban has been gradual. When is the state government looking at for a total ban on Okadas, commercial motorcycles?
The governor, Mr. Sanwo, said the ban is a phased ban. It is for people who are riding Okada to know that the government is very serious in exterminating this kind of mode of transportation. To know that the government is not just going to leave them to their own devices, that there are programs of the government that they can key into for them to earn a living in agriculture, in manufacturing, in vocational studies. Lagos has 19 vocational centers. They can go into any of the vocational centers and learn a trade. And when they finish learning a trade, we are not going to lead them to their own devices. We are going to give them kits. We are going to give them tools, equipment for them to go and start. So it's a first ban for others to get the message clear that Okada is not part of the greater Lagos dream that we are all talking about, or it's not part of the transportation plan that we have for the state of Lagos.
All right, Gbenga Omotosho is the Commissioner for Information in Lagos. Thank you very much for shedding more light on this issue on TVC News at 7.